was expecting them to drop to the Chiefs, and
The Chiefs, yeah, they nearly did.
if Chiefs had performed as well as they did on day two, or like even just a bit better, then they would have beat G2, and that could have been Chiefs coming fourth. Who knows?
hmm Maybe, maybe that would have been pretty cool. I mean, Chiefs looked like they had a good shot at beating just about anybody, to be honest,
Yep.
because it was a bit of a well. Apart from, I will say, apart from Gale Force, I think Gale Force
Gale
would
Force
have been
and
a bit
Method, I
solid.
think, would have both probably been too hard
Yeah,
for
I don't
them.
know Method. I've seen Method throw some series before. I've seen them with some pretty big throws. Well, like, getting reverse swept a bunch of times. Just I don't know. Method aren't as consistent as Gale Force. They're both very good. They're both excellent teams, but I'd give like Gale Force a much better odds of like, just making sure they beat Chiefs than I would give to Method personally.
Well, coming into RLCS, I was giving Chiefs really good odds to beat out both G2 and then, assuming Ghost, but even potentially Mocket, are
hmm
beatable for Chiefs. The Chiefs' playstyle and what they typically lose to are teams that are fast and often unpredictable. So I would have been scared of Gale Force Method and PSG, and probably I was actually worried about Chiefs versus NRG before the entire thing started because I felt NRG had a playstyle that was more European and fast that could just catch Chiefs by surprise. So coming into this
Mm.
series, there was like a triple whammy against the Chiefs here.
It did look pretty stacked. I didn't give them a game even. I thought they were just going to be a bit outmatched by like the increased skill in the RLCS this year because
Yep.
I had them beating Denial in season three, but G2, who I think were like I mean Ghost G2 deciding which one of them was the weakest team going in from NA. It's close, but I think like both Ghost and G2 this year were way better than Denial were last year.
For
So that
sure.
was the main problem for Chiefs, in my opinion. But
It
then,
definitely was.
yeah, Chiefs just showed up even better than last year. So that was pretty cool to see.
The thing the Chiefs do really well is just adapt. I mean, even last year they came and they were a much better team between when they arrived and when they got to the first day of RLCS. And they performed terribly against an R. They did not perform well at LAN at all. It was their first
Mm.
RLCS. They put up a bit of a show against Mocket, but then again against Leftovers, let the nerves completely go against them. And you talked to that Snasky about that the
Yeah,
other
Snasky.
day, and it was just clear fest, get a goal, stand back, and let them clear to you.
Yeah. Yeah, they just weren't really thinking about their hits, which is sort of I think that was a short-term solution that they came up with to try and keep up with the pace when they landed in North America and scrimmed for a week before season three. They were just getting smashed by everybody as far as I know, and they just couldn't keep up. They were just getting beaten to the ball. So they're like, right, we need to play faster. But when players play faster, they don't have as much time to think about what they're doing, so they're more likely to just give the ball away for free. And it's sort of the Snasky says it's sort of what you see from North American teams, but also from Chiefs early at least. They just boom the ball randomly is what you said that described their play style as, which I thought was pretty funny
Yeah.
because it's not far wrong. They just see the ball, hit it really hard, and hope for the best. And it's not a terrible strategy in Rocket League. It'll get you somewhere at least. The only problem is if the other team are being a bit more um, careful with what they do with the ball, they're going to have more chances to do something good with it than you are because they're not just wasting the possession every time.
Yeah, and Chiefs are known for their passes. Like even back then they used a lot more backboards. Now they dropped that off, but actually get to see that a lot more in this series. But the one story I wanted to talk about that everyone is probably really wanting to hear from me is about me predicting NRG over Chiefs. It's the story
Yeah,
that's I've heard 1,000 times that I'm a trader now, and to be honest, I actually think it's kind of fun to be a bit of the bad
no,
guy.
that was a good prediction. I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's three parts to that prediction. A, even though I'm the OCE analyst and I'm going over there and I support the OCE teams, I love them. I've spent 2 years with these guys. I want them to do the best they possible. Like I see them regular basis at every single LAN that OCE has. I also want to be an international analyst. I can't just be the guy who always sits there predicting OCE, even if that's the wrong prediction to make. And based off NRG's performance against Method, which was not as bad as the other analysts were saying. I mean, Garrett getting 20 shots and 0 goals wasn't necessarily a terrible reflection of Garrett. Sure, he wasn't playing like the best player in North America. He was a bit inaccurate, but he was also playing quite well. It's just that Method also had a ton of stupid clutch saves, and NRG was struggling to put up a two-man offense when Garrett was going forward. And he just took a lot of shots. And then also, a lot of my predictions are story-based. I prefer to not necessarily go fully by the numbers, and it's more interesting for me to predict against Chiefs. But trust me, when I was on that desk, every single goal for the Chiefs, I was turning to Jamespot on my right, who is a diehard NA fanboy, who, you know, maybe triggeringly so, gets upset when NAG gets scared on and gets super excited when anyone from NA scores. I just look at him and I just be like, yeah! And it's pumping up the crowd.
Yeah. James just really wants NA to win, which, I mean, it's fair to want one. I wanted Cloud9 to make the grand finals just because more people would watch the stream. But I never thought they were favorites at any stage myself. I thought that Gale Force were always going to win this. For some reason, I just always thought that they were going to win. Yeah, I don't know. It was pretty funny to watch NRG lose because I was in an esports bar in London with a bunch of EU Rocket League peeps. So you can imagine we were pretty hype when Chiefs were actually winning. It was really funny.
Yeah, I will start the video so that we get to watch.
Oh, here we go.
Coming into this series and watching Method, there was one major weakness of NRG. You know, they were playing more defensive than normal. They were pushing Garrett further back, and he was doing well, but they were not defending the backboard, and that's going to become a major theme of how the Chiefs win. As you see, sort of, I think game 2, they get 1 or 2 where NRG just fail on the backboard, and they just start going, oh shit, you know, this is our old strategy. Let's do it again.
Of course, you gotta start every day with the suit and tie analysis. So you should definitely just pause this for like a minute because this is the real.
Can't you pause as well?
No, it's only you.
Can I set it so that you can pause as well?
I don't think so. But
okay,
no, it's okay. This is your stream. You're in control. But who do you think? What are you gonna say first of all about the ties here?
The ties is interesting. I think Shogun's never good at actually doing up his tie. It's very plain,
definitely a weakness.
Straight, thin.
No dimple, nothing going
no
on.
dimple.
Tie clip. Why? What is the point of a tie clip? Let's be honest. Like, what does it do? It doesn't do anything.
With a waistcoat, you shouldn't wear a tie clip. He's wearing a waistcoat and a tie clip, and Quinn could have jazzed it up with a tie clip because he's got dark on dark on dark. The colors are fine, but it's just there's nothing to it, and it's also weird to go 3 different colors in such a weird fashion.
I do think Shogun's suit fit is better.
Yep.
But he has all the buttons done up, so this is, I think, is probably the second waistcoat he's ever worn because he wore a different waistcoat on day 1.
Yeah.
So this is all new. I still think though Shogun probably takes this because he's got that tiny little pocket square poking out, which counts for something.
He does in the overall suit. I think Quinn's tie is better.
Oh yeah, Quinn's tie wins for sure.
But overall, the suit, especially, you can also see the sleeves. Quinn's sleeves, you can't even see them.
Yes, good point.
And one thing to note as well is he's got the Remembrance Day pin. Apparently, if you're from Britain or the UK and you don't wear this pin, you get kicked out of the country. Same as if you don't predict Chiefs over NRG.
Yeah, exactly. So Shogun, if he didn't wear this, was literally going to have to swap with Yummy. Like Yummy, since you predicted NRG to win, was going to just come over to the UK. And Shogun was going to go to OCE because he's not welcome in the UK anymore. But he last minute got the badge on, so he's saved. I
Also,
know still a lot to improve on from both of our contestants here, but you know, overall, not bad. I've got
and
to see
also
like if Shogun
Quinn.
lifts up his neck, cause he got the neck beard still, or the neck stubble. Like Quinn's got a little bit of neck stubble, which don't know. How do you feel about that, Yummy?
Well, Quinn needs to get some sharp lines in there
Mm.
because
Back it up.
I
Get a
mean,
freeze frame on that.
let's be honest. Quinn's not well endowed with hair up here. He's not.
Well, I wasn't gonna go there.
So
That's
if
savage.
you're not looking clean up here, you look really clean here. So he should just really straighten that line, and he'd actually look fantastic with that. Also,
Oh,
the
yeah, he's
badge
got
is
good
not
facial hair.
straight, but like this should definitely be straight right there. Straight lines down here as well. He's got to go
Right,
something there.
Yeah, see, right as Shogun turns to the crowd, we need a pause there as well, right before it cuts.
Oh,
Oh, no, oh, we got a gigantic ball in our face. It's the worst start to my day of all time. No, okay, yeah, he's cleaned up that line.
he's
Better
done
than
it.
Quinn. It's true. And Shogun's hair is just always mental, you know?
It
He
also
always- he al-
it
he
also
always shows
sucks
up to
that
events
these
with, like-
headphones are like so weird in terms of anything.
Yeah,
to
they
do
are
with
kind of
hair.
destructive to
Yeah.
the hair department. It is very true. You don't have a lot of luck with these. But yeah, pretty, I'd say, interesting first round at least with the Quinn versus Shogun.
Oh, there's also
lot of-
the famous Shogun earlobe that always appears on his
Oh.
right ear. Do you not know
Yeah.
about this? He always has
right here.
he always has the
Really?
right ear earlobe every single time.
I wonder why that is, because by the looks of things, he's got his headset. You can extend in these headphones.
Yeah,
you
you
can.
can.
I've got a same style but different model on. You can extend and like retract these ears independently, and it looks like he's got them about the same length either side. So you'd think that that would mean both his ears would be symmetrical,
He just needs to
but that's
extend
just
this
not the
one.
case.
He needs to move it a little further down.
Mm.
I think Quinn
Although
wins
that
on
model is it doesn't go.
Yeah,
that
that's
sits
on
on your
top of
ear
the ears,
quite
yeah.
like. I don't know. I don't like that one as much. The one I've got goes around the ear. It's
Well,
much
that's
more
the newer
comfortable.
model, your one, which is around
Yeah,
there.
I know. Pretty high quality production I've got over here in the in Johnnyboi stream. We don't hold back.
The old spoke to Yummy Cheese Man is a great thing.
Yeah.
Here's a point that I'm going to make.
Whatever he says after that is just like validated.
Yeah. I remember hearing that a lot at the last night. I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot. You don't know anything about OCE.
Nobody does. We all go to Yummy. We're like, help. Here are these guys.
Off the backboard.
This is like all stemming from Fireburner's absolutely pathetic clear ball about 15 seconds ago or 10 seconds ago.
Even then, he could have easily hit that ball or 50'd it.
Did he have boost? I wonder if he had.
Yeah, he
boost.
did.
Like, poo cleared the ball like straight down the middle before this goal happened. Sometimes you gotta go further
Oh my
back. Sometimes
God.
you try and go back and it doesn't go back. Look at this. Bang! What a clear by Fireburner. Huge play. I think we're near the skill ceiling in Rocket League.
One of the things to note as well is that Torsos on day one was just caking it. And so for him to get this goal right at the start of this assist
The pass, yeah.
is massive for them, for his
He
confidence.
beat Garrett, so that's pretty big. 'Cause Garrett's usually pretty fast, pretty speedy dude.
And then that's first goal off the backboard. Keep that count
Yeah.
going on.
The Fireburner, he probably could have, yeah, like you said, saved it, but it was awkward. He
It's
crept
actually-
forward a little bit.
It's actually Fireburner as well who's got most of the mistakes off the backboard.
Oh, really?
I think. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I think sometimes when players are missing overheads, it's not always their fault. Sometimes they get isolated a bit in defense by their teammates just go way too far forward and leave them alone. What on earth is that from was it Jacob?
Well, it was just so
No, it was
awkward
Fireburner
that
again. Just
as
whiffing.
well that Jacob was just staying forward. He threw Fireburn in this weird position by a complete cut across the pitch, and then Fireburn is just like, "Oh, I have to
That's what
stop."
mean, like, sometimes you see Fireburner, Fireburner being that save on the first goal, but it's not always entirely his fault because he's having to cover lots of angles. So he's all by himself.
And NRG, multiple
again.
position, multiple commits in the first place.
That's another horrendous clear by Fireburner as well.
Yep.
A couple of super bad clears to start off the game. 2 goals as a result.
And you saw the first touch was towards the backboard. They double committed because they were both on the ground. One at front post coming in, one at back post coming in, and they're like, yay, let's commit for this. Oh, we're out of the game.
Oh. Yeah, all these clears are so bad. It's like my 3v3 teammates. They're panicking. Not much talk about. It's all. I mean, Chiefs are doing an okay job, I'd say, but they're not like. Oh, what a finish!
Well, that was so similar to what Garrett did
goodness.
when he missed that sort of game winner against Method as well, where he just
Yeah.
went over the top of the ball and all that. He screwed that one up. Didn't screw this one up.
That
But
was a good pass though from Fireburner, to be fair.
Yeah. I spoke
Chiefs are getting
to.
a bit more overpraise here from the casters, though. Wouldn't you agree? They're definitely getting. They're playing fast and they're hitting the backboard, but
Yeah, they're not. I
They're
wouldn't.
not
I wouldn't have made the call that
redefining the
they
meta
are
game.
world beaters.
no. They've scored 3 goals from 3 horrendous clears. Jake, like you look at them, they're just like, what is going on here?
I don't even
Another
know why
boomer on
Garrett's
clear from
just
Garrett.
like. He just drove into the middle of the net and was like, "Oh, okay. Well, now I'm out of position
Yeah.
because I didn't go to back post."
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. The back post is where it's at.
I spoke to Garrett at the beginning of the day here, and he was pretty respectful of Chiefs, and he's not known for being the kind of guy who messes his words about OCE. He was definitely concerned at the fact that they could win.
That's quite interesting.
The other thing is that Chiefs have normally got Torsos incredibly far forward. He's normally essentially playing the ball chasing position as such, and Drippe and Jake play around him. Drippe sort of is his 1-2 man, so it's usually the Torsos Drippe combo, and then Jake plays completely around that.
What is that? Hold on. How did Jacob miss this?
Oh no, it just reset.
Nice job, Yummy.
Classic. Classic.
Well played.
Oh, it's
Right.
all ruined.
Yeah, it's about here actually. You're spot on. Ish. All right.
Oh
He just
my God.
backflips.
He didn't
Feels
expect the miss as
backflip,
well,
man.
coming out from Chiefs.
So he had time to react to that one. That was just you realized he had a huge chance and just backflips in the spot. But yeah, you're saying Tarsos is usually the aggressor.
Yeah, but he was
Right,
playing
okay.
more further back, and even Drippe wasn't playing as aggressive as he normally does. And they don't know. They don't have a plan for dealing with this, right? Because at LAN you're always going to have more hesitation, and it's going to throw off your rotations. Even one person playing more defensive than normal
All right, there we
is
go.
going to
finally.
throw it off. It's a good backboard play.
Yeah, I was wondering why Fireburner didn't just score that shot there. If he just booms that top shelf, there's no way Drippe is saving it. But that works too, because Garrett's pretty good off the backboard.
But you have Chiefs stacking the pitch, as we were sort of talking about. And it was on day 2 that they sort of, at least Jake worked out that he needs to move forward. He's called Bot Jake because not only is he bad at the game, but he also has no emotions and plays just as well on LAN. Doesn't really take it into account like a robot. So like Cloud9.
Yeah. Well, actually, I think Squishy Muffins is the only one who really doesn't show any emotion. The other guys are trying to just go with him because he's like the the ringleader for Cloud9, and they're like, all right, if this works, if Squishy's gonna show no emotion, we're not gonna show any emotion either. But I could see if Tarsos and Gimmick were in a team with Marky Duda, they'd probably be really loud,
I mean, it's
I
a
can
good
see that.
strategy. You have to either play off the crowd and use them to give yourself energy and excitement, or you try and ignore them as much as possible. And that's sort of the robot strategy.
Yeah.
And funnily enough, Chiefs tried to play off the crowd in Season 3. That was their goal, and Drippe was terrible at LAN, and between then and now he's tried to switch to the opposite, and he was probably the best player or one of the best players on day 2.
Yeah, Johnnyboi played really well. I mean, actually, he started off day 1 pretty good too.
Yeah,
Just
he was
scoring a lot.
solid on day 1. He was really good in the regional championship as well. But they still have good celebrations, even if they're really awkward. Actually, I want to see that.
The awkward high five.
They're so good at like
Huge
just
high
getting
five.
close to hitting the mark that it becomes really awkward. You just got to
They
worry.
just don't give it enough time. It's like so rushed, you know? Oh, it's so close.
There's so
like
many
it.
clips of like highlight plays or whatever where they're high-fiving and they're just slightly off the mark, and it's like, these guys are such nerds.
Rocket League, man. It's such a young like esport. It's all like so difficult for these guys.
Well, last season, Chiefs were the youngest team. Now it was PSG, but some of the younger guys have still got 2 people under 18.
Yeah. Rocket League's just crazy young.
It's going to be interesting because, I mean, it looks like it's going to be an esport that lasts quite a while at this point. And you have CSGO or whatever, where you do have 30-year-olds with kids, a la Virtus Pro, playing and doing really well. So it might just go that way as the pros grow up.
Yeah, for sure. Got that Tarsus's hair as well. Looks like he's just, you know,
It's professional
gone wild
bedhead.
at it with a toilet brush. Like, or a toothbrush or something. He doesn't need a hair comb. Just any brush will do. Floor brush. Let's go at it with this thing for a minute.
Well, he
Ready to
literally
go.
just doesn't give a shit, right?
Yeah.
That's how he wakes up.
I mean, he's a gamer. He's just here to play the car ball. Don't need to do our hair.
I used to be like that as well. I was just...
Wait, you're not
buzz cut.
still like that? You did your hair today?
Yeah. It's
It's got quite a lot of volume today, actually. I was, of course, absolutely joking. It's not a toxic comment at all.
It's
Don't worry
normally
about all the behaviors.
now that I've seen your hair when it's not done.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Didn't take long though, just like 1 minute, we're all fixed. Yeah. I told Yummy I've not done my hair. Apologies. Turned on the camera and he just burst out laughing. I'll have to reveal that one day on Twitter. People will not believe their eyes.
I'll just
It's
tweet
such
out
a-
the purge. Oh, that's good. This is sort of what Rocket League has become as well, right?
It's a
Like,
great pass.
normally I'd consider like a pass straightforward in front of net towards your opponents. In the past, Season 1, Season 2, that'd be kind of shit. You kind of wanted to get it out wide, get it away from your opponents, not let them to have a chance to intercept. But now that the game has become so quick, this is less of a big example of it, but there's a lot of examples where you're passing a lot more forward nowadays to
Yeah.
just be as quick as possible and get it into the net before your opponents have a chance to set up defense.
But that was like super sick from Fireburner. What a pass.
Really well
The
placed.
backboard
right
is
out,
defended, the goal was defended, but the edge of the box wasn't defended. You can't hit all. You can't block all 3. He picked the one that was open. Good to see Jacob actually controlling that ball in the back wall there, because a lot of players just, no matter what, go for the half volley on the back wall, even if like it's gonna go straight to the halfway line and get booted straight back into your face again.
It was good to see
It's a
the
really
bumps
good pass
coming
as well.
out from Chiefs because they were failing that against G2. They were unable to get bumps. They couldn't understand how G2 were moving. They just too erratic, I guess. But up against NRG, they actually mostly knew
That's
where they
a
were going to go.
phenomenal shot. That is such a good shot. I don't think people appreciate how difficult it is to just drill this ball right back the way it's coming with a front flip top corner. That is not easy.
It was
at all.
coming straight at him. He had to get underneath it, and considering how high off the ground it was, the fact that he read that and put it top right corner. That's what he was
Yeah, that was
missing
sick. That was sick.
against Method as well.
Yeah, Jacob's having a pretty good game in defense so far. Well, until that. Never mind. Take it back. He was doing really well, like not giving the ball away for free, and then he gave the ball away for free.
Well, luckily Chiefs gave it straight back to them. But
Yeah, that's the difference. Like you can't. Like, I was talking to Metza last night. Well, last night my time, and he said that Gale Force you can't make mistakes against them. PSG you can. But, like even small things like that, that is a mistake. Against a really good team, just giving them the ball for free, they're gonna score.
yeah,
Or like pressure, and it'll lead to a goal, or lead to you having no boost for an entire minute, because you just get one boost pad denied, and then you can't ever catch up to the game. It's just moving around too fast. All right, what on earth happened here? This should never go in. Another pretty terrible clear Fireburner.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, what is this? How to not defend from the entire NRG roster.
Well, why was Garrett?
I think
Garrett
Garrett Swift was a little bit of a like infected with because he didn't think Jacob was going to leave it.
Yeah, but look at
is still to blame for this. This clear is just diabolical.
But look at Garrett's line into net. If he again took back post, which he had time because Jacob's in net, then even with Jacob's whiff, it would have been totally fine. But because it essentially turns himself
to call him off it like earlier, he could have gone like. He can go for this ball. It's totally okay to break rotation here. Garrett has momentum. Jacob doesn't. Garrett can just, if he wants to, say, I've got it, jump over Jacob, take the ball like up onto the backboard if he wants to, and then like use his momentum to follow it. Continue taking around the corner. But it's usually pretty, well, it's more common in Rocket League for players to just leave the guy in front post to go for it no matter what, to make it more simple. So... yeah, in that case, you'd want Garrett to be driving much wider. Like you said, this line indicates that he wants to break rotation and jump over Jacob, but then he doesn't want to do that at all. He's actually waiting for Jacob.
And Drupe, if you're looking at this, you're like, this is the freest goal of my life, right at this moment, because you can see Jacob is not hitting this ball. You can see where Garrett is. He's like, okay, I've got this. And it's another
really
goal.
Might be missing this.
Another goal off the backboard. But these have been like kind of not sort of set backboards. They're just sort of catching.
Here, back it up. Look at Fireburner's clear. Like I'm telling you, it's actually this is totally Fireburner's fault for this goal. I think. It's I think it's like Jacob and Garrett could have played better, but they probably thought they had more time. Like, what is that?
Yeah.
What is this? It's just a complete giveaway. If he'd front flipped into the ball, it would be up the wall and much safer. If he just like took a lighter touch, it would be fine. Pretty much do anything but exactly that, and it would have been fine.
On the day before, with Torsos playing, like a scared baby, he wouldn't have been there as well to get that quick intercept off the mistouch.
Yeah, Fireburner is like maybe still feeling a bit.
Well, Fireburner was pretty good day one as well. He was playing pretty admirably, but he's just made so many mistakes in this match.
Just keeps panicking. He just keeps on rushing clears, not realizing when he's got time to take a touch, not like realizing when he's not being pressured and he doesn't need to like flip into the ball early.
And Jacob just is so good at sticking with the ball even in defense, making sure no one can just do what Torsos did to Fireburner.
The lofted path. That would have been such a good time to pass the ball out wide to Torsos.
Yeah.
From defense, he saw he was looking for it. Ooh. Finally a good clear for NRG though. Catching Drippy off guard.
No one expected that to come off the corner.
Yeah. Yeah, the whiffs can be infectious, even at high level. They have a lot of respect for each other, so they just never play assuming that somebody's going to miss. They usually react to misses rather than predicting misses at this level, which is understandable. Unless you're playing against like I don't know, who's like just so known for whiffing that players are gonna assume that he's whiffing.
I don't know, maybe Kronovi.
Kronovi, you think so?
That's who I would put it at. Not because he necessarily whiffs like when he's just going up for a ball, but more because he goes up for stupid shit and just like pre-jumps crazily. So you're like, oh, he's gone up, he pre-jumped, he's probably going to miss this. So in certain situations.
Yeah.
It's so different being on the analyst desk and like talking about the players compared to how I would talk about them every single day. You're like, yeah, this guy's shit at this. This is the mistakes this one makes.
Like I would never go on the analyst desk and like say Fireburner's having a like terrible day. I wouldn't like be as savage, but he is like the defensively. Fireburner's been he's had a couple of good passes, but overall it's been like one of the worst Fireburner defensive games or series I've seen ever, because he's usually so good at that, just making good passes out of defense.
Often when it comes to LAN games and hell, the winners, it's just the team that has no one making mistakes. But so many times on LAN, there's one person making a mistake. Even Cloud9, going through the tournament, they never had a time where both Gimmick and Squishy were firing up. Like, one of them always seemed to just have an off series. And that's the difference.
What do you think,
when
Jacob,
you have
breaking the rules about the shorts? Sorry. Change the subject. We've got like some massive ping on Discord here, so we talk over each other. That's why we're not rude. Yeah, the Jacob shorts, like, completely against the rules. Let's just point that out.
I don't know if
it's literally in the rules that you're not allowed to wear shorts. Players must not wear. They've got to wear like I don't even know what you call it in America. Pants, right?
Yeah,
but pants. He should shorts anyway.
Trousers.
Trousers, yeah.
I don't know if he asked to be able to wear them because of the American flagness.
I really doubt Jacob would ask that.
But it's the same as Turbo Pulsar Season 3, right?
I don't know if it was actually in the rulebook in Season 3.
It was, yeah.
Oh, it was?
Yeah. But, like, I don't think they are going to say, nah, you can't play, mate.
Does, like, anybody got a medium pants? Can we get some medium pants out here? Stage right, medium pants. Analyst desk, stall. We got no pants backstage in the right size.
And Fry BBB, the waterfall shot from Jake was not in this series. It was in the G2 series. So
what am I seeing?
This is weird because both teams always want to lose the kickoff here. So Chiefs just do the same kickoff over and over and over and over and over again. And that is...
Is this Jake trying to lose the kickoff?
This is Jake trying to lose it. So he's just trying to like touch it with his corner and let it go back left.
He's just too good at winning. Like, this is not how you lose a kickoff, mate.
He wants it to go back left.
Winner, I guess.
Assuming that Fireburner's going to hit it properly as well. But this is the Chiefs' biggest weakness. They don't ever vary their kickoff. And so I'm going to call them out now because now in the next week, they're going to have to fix their kickoff.
I mean, I think if you want to like guarantee you're losing it, you got to be a little bit more precise than that. That looks like I think both players tried the exact same thing, but
yeah,
it's pretty funny. It can happen, like one in like 100 kickoffs, the ball won't move. But yeah, you probably want to have a bit of a safety net, I guess. Look how isolated that ball was. That was so dangerous.
Luckily, because both teams wanted to lose the kickoff, they also had neither team cheating.
I would say, like, you're going for double back boost. That's just generally bad in Rocket League because half the time you're starving your teammate who went for the kickoff. Because if he doesn't win the race to the boost to the side of the field, or if the other team cheated up halfway, took that boost, then he's starved because there's no boost. There's literally no big boost at the back of the pitch for him to take, and he's just going to be slow for like the next play on the ball probably.
And this is just
Is this another just terrible clear, by the way, or is it just a great goal? I wasn't really paying attention.
Well, it was definitely a great goal. The clear wasn't brilliant, let's be honest, because you just hit it to the corner, but it was a fantastic pass.
Somebody should read this. It's a good pass, but somebody should definitely read this. I think it was just because Fireburner double committed. Fireburner's not ready to follow up and intercept that pass because he jumped when Garrett was clearing the ball, right?
Yeah, you'd normally expect somebody there ready for the crossfield, or infield, but on the same note, Jake got a great angle, perfect placement. Something that Cloud9 has proven is if you can just get infields that are just incredibly fast, even if someone's ready for the intercept, that should have been a goal. It can just get past them.
Yeah. I like Torsos' attempted demo. He just like drives through the net, out the top of the crossbar. Like, I'm just doing my thing here. Don't worry about me. It's like the safe demo attempt. I like it. The drive-by.
It's been really weird that since sort of that demo patch that people are so much more willing to take, I don't know, bigger demo attempts.
Oh, yeah, the jump demos.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so crazy when somebody just goes for like a flying jump demo and lands on a post and like smashes their car off the wall and then flops around for 2 seconds, and the other dude who they tried to demo is just sitting on the ground like, what are you doing? Like, get back down here, play some Rocket League.
So Junpei was really bad in his defensive rotations a lot. But he was able to, like, look at him going up backwards to this aerial and getting the perfect clear.
Yeah, it's not easy, yeah.
And that's something that I actually think Metanoris is maybe the best in the world at, defending the backboard
Bluey, mate.
from the ground.
You gotta say Bluey. Bluey doesn't miss those. It's ridiculous. Oh, that's just gorgeous. Finally, thinking about their touches. You would never see this in day one from Chiefs. What
Also,
a pass.
good little
That first pass from
fake as
Jake
well.
is
Yeah.
so good.
Quinn's going nuts.
Quinn needs to calm down a little bit. Like, people do actually. I've seen a lot of comments on some of Quinn's casts that some people don't like that so much.
Well, it was so hard for Quinn as well, right? Because he's
such a hype guy naturally.
He's also
right?
just
So
come in for his first ever final.
Mm-hmm.
And he wasn't given a full season to cast in studio. He cast like 1 or 2 days at RLCS. So he doesn't have all that experience. And it's his first time in a live audience, and it's really hard to keep
I don't think
down.
studio casting prepares you for the live audience casting.
Yeah.
Just like being in front of like all these like cameras and
Like
stuff.
even on
It's
the
very
analyst
different
desk,
from a studio cast.
I just randomly hype in front of 3,000 people.
Yeah.
But he wasn't happy with his performance, especially on day one. Just because he realized that he was just like constantly up here, energy level wise.
Yeah, he needs to like if some casters are like, oh man, my energy level, I'm so hype right now, but something crazy hype happened. I need to be more hype to try and like show how hype that was. Because if I just continue flatlining my hype all the way through here, people are going to be like, why isn't he appreciating this crazy good goal? So they need to elevate, and then it just gets to crazy, ridiculous, overhype levels, and everybody's like, well, this guy just calmed down, right? So I think the key is to have like the bits in the cast where you just slow down and dip it a little bit, like the audience take a breather, and then when you do go back up to hype, they've got that sort of like what I remember I used to do. Oh, that's a good shot initially. I was gonna say that I used to go to an architecture class, and something that has always stuck with me is that whenever you enter like a cathedral or something, you know how you go into a little vestibule room before you get into the main cathedral, you go into like a small area, and then it opens up into the huge cathedral or the old style building. And you're like, whoa, this building's massive, because you had to go from outside world, which is obviously much bigger than the interior, but to get there you had to go through this tiny little room. That's the same sort of thing you do with casting. You bring people through like a bunch of different rooms with your casting. I think you got to slow it down, hype it up, tell a little story, have some banter. You want to like show people as many different rooms, but all the rooms have to be relevant. You don't just want to like have a structure and try and follow it like a script. You got to find out something that's actually
Drippy, what a
relevant.
shot!
Bullet from Drippy. Like the laughing from Torsos is having a great time here.
But Torsos is the kind of person who will, like, he's very similar to me. He'll laugh at really dumb mistakes that end up, like, somehow working out. He'll get triggered when it happens for the opponents, but if it happens for him, he'll be all fucking smiles.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm the same. If I like get a hilarious bump on someone, can't stop laughing. If it happens to me, I'm like, this game sucks. I hate this game. I'm never making another Rocket League video. And then I bump someone. I'm like, that was fun.
Well, the next video on your channel, I think, will be a good lesson in terms of energy and land nerves while casting, because it was my first ever cast. Yeah.
That's gonna be on my channel on when's it gonna be? I could check actually. I've got a plan. I've got like an upload schedule.
It's at 10 a.m. Sydney time, for those who wanted to know.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
7 p.m. my time is 10 a.m. I think it's 9 a.m. actually, because we had daylight savings.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. But man, like, If you want a tutorial on how to not clear the ball, look no further than NRG this series. It's been a disaster. They're just struggling.
Well, also,
Even
Jacob's
though
been good
still,
at
they're like capitalizing.
getting it out of defense, but he's not changing it up. Oh my god.
Huge
Please be a
play by
goal.
Tarsos.
Okay.
The mind game on his own goal line.
But Jacob's been like
No
just
one sees
keeping
it
the ball
coming.
close every single time as well, and he's become
Jake or
kind of
Jacob?
predictable. Jacob, sorry.
Jacob.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha.
That's a problem.
Yeah, you can do it
in
too
naming.
much. You gotta mix it up. But I think, yeah, Fireburn are just not having a good series here.
Oh,
I
high
thought.
five game.
It was kind of like the wet fish high five though.
Eh. It was
Yeah, it's
not
like-
the worst I've seen.
I can hear the noise. It's two wet fish slapping off each other there.
And the huge water bottles as well.
Wait. Oh yeah. Yeah, those water bottles, man.
And they have to
I
take the
wish-
labels off. So every single time you get on stage, there's somebody there taking the labels off.
Really?
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Because there's
Yeah.
like drink sponsors,
The
right?
sponsor, yeah. You didn't put my drink sponsors in the shot here. I even lined them up really nicely for you.
He's
I'll
got
actually show them.
Pringles,
Wait.
Pepsi, Coke, Monster.
Wait, tell me when they're in.
They're
in?
half in. They're fully in now, yeah.
There we go. So that's my sponsors right there, but cropped out. I just like had a pile of cans. I was like, this looks pretty good. I'm just gonna leave it there.
You're trying to
Drank
do
all that
the
yesterday.
old like Dr. Disrespect method.
Oh
of,
yeah,
like shouting
Well, he
them
does
out
sponsor.
until they sponsor you.
yeah. I should really just hit up some sponsors. I have no sponsors, man. Nobody. This is laziness. I've never even emailed one sponsor in my life.
Hey, MiraQVL. How's it going? Johnny Cheeseman. I'll deal with that. Gay marriage is now legal in Australia, so let's go.
Oh yeah.
Oh, have a look at this big mistake. Can the chat pick this out? Oh shit. Have a look at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, you're trying to go back, and it's just like, no, you can't go back. Sorry, we're going forward.
Don't know why.
yeah. The big H. Who did
Yeah.
this?
Somebody pressed H and then they pressed it again.
Wait,
This would have been one of the casters because this was in
I-
autocam view.
how do you get it to go away again without getting the scoreline to disappear? I don't even know how to
Wait,
do that.
what?
I have to
Maybe
cycle through
they-
every single option.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Did they just change the?
Yeah, they might have just changed the
Oh, there's
source to a
spectator.
different. They probably
yeah, that's what they usually
used.
do. They have
yeah,
the two sources. They start off the game with one source to let the guy have time to press H.
yeah.
Oh my goodness, what a goal!
They would have been
Fireburn
on
classic
the guy
goal.
who's doing the observing on the player cams, who would not have yet been set up, and they would have switched to him and been like, "Oh shit, we're not set up
Yeah.
yet," and then switch
Give
back.
him more time. What do you like? I've been telling people like I sometimes have a little bit of banter with the bad camera work because it always happens in every event, so it's bound to happen. You just completely have a massive misplay from the cameraman, but I don't know why people don't just take a picture of that little bar across the bottom.
We
when
write
the
it
stars
down.
just
We
grab
write it down.
You write it down. I like
Yeah.
to just take a picture of my phone. And my phone's just sitting there in front of me.
I want them
One
to
or
just
two
make
times
it
I've done it.
alphabetical, so it's always the same. Because I get into like
that'd
habits.
be nice.
Yeah.
I don't know
So
why it's so random.
and also observing is like one of the most tiring things. So if you're
you have to
tired
be
and you
pretty
don't
focused.
have the names focused, then yeah. I did the grand
Yeah, it's been pretty
final, so
focused.
when you do that review,
All right, I'll roast you.
yeah. That means I'm the top build observer in all of Rocket League.
Actually, yeah. I've never been paid to observe. Ever.
Well, more that like, if you're, you know, like all the RLCS casters are essentially, you know, the same. You get paid. You don't get paid differently if you're on the grand final or not. But there's still like that competition to cast or be on the analyst desk for the grand final. So Lawler was on the analyst desk for the grand final
Mm-hmm.
as the third analyst because he is the best analyst of the three of us. And I was the obvious top build observer because I was observing the grand final.
Wait, so the other guys who are not on that slot don't get paid? It's not just like a flat day rate. You get paid for like the actual
No, 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 no. The opposite.
cast. I'm thinking that's pretty
You're,
stupid.
you're playing. You're playing.
What?
You want to be doing the grand final, so that's where the top billing is. That's no separation outside of that. It's because you want you obviously want to be doing the grand final.
Yeah, I get
So-
it. Yeah. Fireburner's like scored 2 goals with like just his car being heavier than everybody else's car.
Yeah.
Or NRG are just winning because Fireburner's car is made of granite.
Somebody was complaining about the term 50-50.
Why? It's pretty
I think it's
universally accepted.
I think it's a great term. Like it's a challenge.
No, the challenge is like it could be a 50-50. It could be like 50-50 is more specific than challenge. Challenge
Yeah.
might just be a clean win on the ball. It might be a whiff on the ball, but he tried to challenge it.
Oh, that's a nice touch. Yeah.
Good touch. Don't know what happened to Drippe though.
I think he wasn't expecting this touch. Essentially, it looked like it was going to be a backboard. So
He thought it was
going
going
to
to be a better. Yeah, he thought it was going to be a heavier touch. Started going backboard.
What do I think of Octane Fireburner? I think it's a good move.
Makes sense. Yeah, makes
Considering
sense.
he's known for his 50-50s.
I mean, Octane anybody is probably a good move. I'd love to see Octane Cuxer. He won't do it because he's like the most placebo player in the world, and he just thinks that he will do better with Batmobile no matter what. But I'd love to see him try to get good at the Octane. So a delicate center ball there from Jacob.
Chiefs have just
Censoring? Oh, never
like
mind.
stopped being able to hit the ball as well, like most of this game.
they don't boost right now. Like they're literally driving around with no boost. Just feels pretty bad. Like you can tell. Like I wish this was a thing in Rocket League where you could throw up the boost total for each team as an observing feature. Just like show the overall. This is how much boost this team has. This is how much boost the other team has. Just more boost statistics would be pretty cool as well. I don't want to see heat maps honestly because they don't really. They're just a mess. In Rocket League. Whenever I see heat maps, I'm like, well, it's just everything's green. But if you could see, total boost used by each player, total, big pads grab, total small pads grab, that would be super interesting. Would you guys not want to see that? I'd love to see it at the end of the game. Oh my goodness, Garrett picked up 50 big boost pads compared to Jake's 3.
There's so many
Jake
really good
just
stats.
on a
like
diet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Jake, one thing to note in that entire play, Jake was the only one on Chiefs to pick up a big boost, and he really wasted it. He overused his boost, tried to get it clear, kept using it. If he'd kept 40 boost, they probably would have been able to get it out, but he just dumped all of it.
Yeah.
And that's what
this is
pressure
good.
can really do to you. Is
Oh yeah. Like sometimes you just get so pressured and you're like, finally I have boost, I want to use it, and then you just waste it all. But yeah, this is game 5 incoming. This game just worked much better for NRG because they managed to catch Chiefs, like I think napping early, in terms of how fast they were able to get involved in the game. A lot of slow defensive plays from Chiefs, like whiffs, just like waiting for the ball to come to them. Fireburner getting 50-50s. None of these things are what you want if you're Chiefs.
Chiefs are one of those teams as well that really did a lot better when they were got the first goal essentially.
Yeah.
It was very interesting to see the difference between say Cloud9.
He's playing so much more confidently, right?
Yeah. And that's their big problem in a lot of these LAN games is that they were so hesitant in defense, and it's what loses them against Cloud9, that they open up big attacks, big passing plays out from their opponents. We need live boost bars on every player on AutoCam? I think so.
Hey, Jacob's already chugged one bottle. He's like 1.5. That's pretty good. Gotta stay hydrated.
What did you think of the front panels? As
I
somebody
like
who
that.
didn't get to be there.
I wish that like these shots here. This is good, but I loved in League of Legends how they just do like the one player shot.
Yeah.
Like see like the face cam is on those guys at the front.
Yeah.
In League of Legends and in other esports I've seen, they'll just like chug this like Torsos face, bam, Jacob's face, bam, and you can see them talking between games. And the reason I want that is so I can go make a video where I just do fake audio dub over the top of it, and I'll just say stupid things. So it looks like what they're saying. That's the only reason I want that, by the way.
They had problems
be
as well
cool.
because players do stuff like this, and Bluey, especially, does this. Right up to the
I
monitor.
can't see it, but I'll watch on the stream.
Goes right up to the monitor, and all you see is the top of his head. Same with Short
Yeah,
Set.
they need a bit more. They just need a bit more adjustable cameras because you can obviously compensate for that by moving the camera, zooming it in, zooming it out.
Yeah, very.
Man, something that everybody in the world, as soon as they've grabbed that like 100 boost on kickoff, they know they're being naughty. They're like, "Ooh, I'm leaving my net open. I've grabbed 100 boost," and then they use like so much of it to get back in the middle of the field, as if they don't want to get caught in the corner. They're like, nobody's gonna see me here, and then they're like, "Oh no, I shouldn't be here." They run back into the corner. It's just, I will always say like, if you send everybody for 100 boost to start kickoff, you're playing catch up for every time the ball's in your half, you're playing catch up for the next 15 seconds. Everybody's just like, we have been silly. Let's hope it doesn't punish us.
It is interesting. Like, so the kickoff has still affected the ball right till now. Like NRG still haven't recovered from the kickoff until just now. There we go.
It usually takes about 15 or 30 seconds. If the ball ends up in your half and you haven't had anybody like soft cheating, not like a hard cheat where you're looking to get a kill and chip the ball in the next split second, but more of a late cheat. I think late cheats are going to become more and more popular because players are getting better at, even if they do slow cheat and the ball goes over their head, they're fine. They're like still going to be comfortable turning around and flying and defending that, stalling for their teammates. But until people are all comfortable with that, just doing a little circle in the spot to come sight into your goal is probably the safest option.
I think touches like that is so underrated by Jacob as well. He always just like manages to slam it up or slam it down for his teammates. It's really, really nicely set. He's getting a lot of nice sets that don't give him any points whatsoever.
Yeah, Jacob is like a player who does a lot of work in the midfield. It's where he plays most of his game. He's just like looking for, like, he'll just cut across the midfield, try and turn one of his teammates' weak clears into a pass, or like try and get a block, or just fly up into some weird place and try and get a weird interception. You don't get points for this, or you don't get many points because there's no center ball, no clear ball.
Oh, backboard, Fireburner, hello.
Oh my goodness. A great pass, by the way. But my goodness, that backboard play, we need to watch that again. going ballistic. Oh, what is this?
What the? Why is it so bad?
Yeah, sometimes it goes forwards. You try and go back and it goes forwards. I don't know why.
It was really good because NRG were doing a great job of shutting down the infields. You could see Chiefs were going for it. There was one where they didn't have somebody across, which was odd. But then that's when they switched to the backboard.
He didn't side flip.
Fireburner just
Fireburner, he did a diagonal front flip instead of a side flip, and that's why he missed the ball.
So we're at a point right now where, like, if you want to blame anyone,
look at NRG as well. Not a word is being spoken. Garrett with a face palm. Nobody saying anything. They need to, at this moment. They got to be like, it's okay. We got this. No problem. 2-minute 46. 1 goal. We're gonna be fine. But their body language and just the looks in their faces is not telling that story.
Yeah, the kickoffs were mostly in favor of Chiefs, but it was sort of hard to tell.
It's impressive, by the way. NRG are usually pretty thoughtful with their kickoffs.
Yeah. It's just because Chiefs have like done their kickoff so many times at this point.
Mm-hmm.
It actually, they still haven't changed it from Season 3, but in Season 3 they were caught by surprise of another meta for kickoffs. And it's kind of weird in OCE because everyone just copied the Chiefs kickoff.
That's a good clear. This is brave by Jake. I'm just going to clang this straight off the backboard and hope for the best.
Those clears right to the bottom of the backboard as well are like the best clears in the game. Because they're just so awkward for the defender to get it out. They have to basically do what Jacob did and try and catch it, or just clear it shittily to the side. It's
it
so
was just
annoying.
a good read that he was being followed. He was being tracked pretty close by the third from NRG. Oh man, I want to see the celebrate. They must have been going mad celebrating here. Oh, why is there no goalie? Oh, let's watch that again. What happened to the NRG rotation here? It just collapsed. Oh, we gotta back up more. We need to see like where it all went wrong. They probably went wrong. Like, this is fine. This is okay, arguably.
Garrett misses this. Hits Jake
Fireburner.
instead.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
shit.
the problem.
Yeah.
What is that from Fireburner? And Jacob's like honestly, Jacob did quite well salvaging that. Could have been much harder. But this all goes back to Fireburner's bad clear. So much pressure on them because of that terrible touch where he jumps for no reason and just plops the ball 2 yards forward.
This is why
I didn't even start this like series wanting to rag on Fireburner, you know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
he had a
Well,
bad
yeah,
series,
no,
I
he's
guess.
literally let in like enough goals to lose them the series. Essentially, he's let in like
The
5
other thing is
goals.
he used boost to go for that clear as well. He used so much boost just flying forward and then recovering that he didn't even have boost to make what would have been quite an easy save if he was on the goal line. Yeah, NRG have only got themselves to blame for this one. Like, just
Yeah.
terrible, terrible clearing.
And Garrett G's played totally fine. I think a lot of people ragged on Garrett G after this series. And
People
he's
wanted
been
to,
alright.
yeah, people wanted to complain about him because of his day one no handshake or hug rather. They're just like, let's find problems with Garrett to confirm the fact that I don't like him.
Yeah, even day one he
Let's
played
just
well.
back it up. Let's see this again. There's like 1 minute and 5 left. Did they need to go this aggressive? Let's see this. Like, we'll go further. Let's see. This is clearly fine for NRG. It's obviously still fine. Garrett kind of here is the player who's not really helping.
He just
Just
got too
too
close
close.
and stood still.
Yeah, too close. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just really weird.
Yeah, it was a bit of a wasted pressure. I think NRG just they still felt like they should have been getting more from that attack, and that's why they're forcing it a little bit. Because they really should have got more from that attack. They had a ball bouncing in the box for Chiefs, and they didn't do anything with it.
Interesting to note as well is that because Garrett G challenged and Torsos flipped through it, he actually hit Torsos, but because Torsos was front flipping, it didn't send him away from the ball, so he was able to finish it.
Is this a steal or no?
Don't think it was.
Oh my goodness! No, I thought like last second Jake still
tried
left,
to,
but
he tried to.
He's so scared he backflipped. Jake pussied out of a goal steal. That's a little bit unfortunate, but I love the positioning there from Tarsos. That's so sick. He's just like over there in the blind spot.
That's what they're usually good at, like just holding that crossfield position. They
That V
didn't.
formation, bro.
Yeah, the V formation. Bam. V or
It's
L.
pretty good. V is like
V is where you
It's-
want to be,
I'd
but
say
L is
superior
where
right
you
now.
move to.
L is good if you have like some team who are like ridiculously good at dribbling.
Well, it's also
And
kind
you're
of
just, like,
not
probably
really.
going to get passes off the near post a lot.
It's kind of also not really an L formation, more like an obtuse angle, or like.
Yeah, it's just
not
like
90 degrees.
yeah, it's more like one guy passing, another guy like following him close because he's looking for like a dead ball 50-50 or a near post pass, and the other dude's just sitting in the back defending. It's like a 2-man offense. But the V is like more of a 3-man offense. You can pass it off the crossbar, or you can just boom it right across the field.
It's just important that you have one person sort of holding slightly across the pitch, so that you're covering both sides. I think that has been Ghost's biggest problem that I really judged him for.
Ghosts play very structured, and it sometimes hurts them.
Yeah.
Good to see Fireburner like standing up and going to congratulate them, but I don't know if it was more that or like he just wants to escape the stage. See, it's gone now. He just pieced it.
Oh, there's an arm pat. No hug. An arm. The double arm. It's so it just seems
Synchronized
so,
arm pat.
It's like presidential.
Oh my goodness. Tarsos should have not let go. He should just keep on holding on to the handshake.
Do the Donald Trump maneuver.
Oh no. I mean, it's a crushing loss for NRG. It really is because they just want to do well for their fans.
Yeah.
They want to justify their salary. But
There was
just
also
happened.
like a match essentially for E-League, right? Assumedly.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if it was announced then, but they're out of E-League because of this loss.
It was announced. It was
It's
announced on the
pretty sad.
Saturday.
Oh, it
We
was?
kind of knew, or the
Pretty
Friday,
savage.
kind of knew that top 8 was assumed to go to E-League. They still haven't announced who's going to E-League, so
Hmm.
you never know. But that could have been.
No, yeah, no, we're just having a laugh at these guys. We're not like trying to be boom. Two savage high five, high five and a low five. They've got it all covered. What was this?
Okay, talk about misplays of the tournament. It all comes down to this.
Oh, look at the energy. Look at the alpha males from down under. Wait, did you
Wait,
skip
did it
forward there by accident?
God,
Yeah, yeah.
I
You
keep
tried to
pressing.
skip back and it went forward.
Yeah,
No, it's not
so
you. It's
annoying.
YouTube. It does this. It does this for me also.
I never thought. Future
We have to go further
Canadian
back, Yummy.
shows.
We
Are you
didn't go
sure?
back far enough. Yeah, yeah, more. Pretty sure.
Alright, I'm gonna look at. I keep a note of the time. Here we go.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
4:32.
This is what
He's
I like
excited.
To see.
Here we go.
I
Torsos.
love the far side.
Whee!
Oh, I'm like, it's better every time. Like, go back and look at Jake this time. Look at him in the back. He's just like, for the low five.
That is such a Jake face. He makes that face all the time. And this is like such a this is what I would normally get from a sarcastic. Like he's clearly being sarcastic
What a freeze frame.
because Torsos always goes to the sarcasm. But like
So good. Yeah,
he might even be sarcasming me because that's the kind of stupid shit that I would randomly do to him.
Yeah, he knows he's on camera, so he just does something like that. Maybe.
Well, he wasn't on camera. They took the feed, right? And played it
Oh yeah, that's
back
like
as a
that's
replay.
B-roll. They're like, this is good stuff. Let's put this on the. Let's have this with Strogan and Quinn talking over it. This is what people want. This is gonna be good. It's gonna get us the ratings.
Alright, so that, I guess that wraps up sort of NRG against Chiefs. Oh, there's also the interview, which is pretty good.
Yeah, yeah.
I cannot wait to hear from Jake, and he is now on the stage with Johnnyboi.
I'm going to turn this up for you guys.
Give it up, seriously. What a series. The Chiefs have arrived.
Look at his hair, because he's like so sweaty and just like shit out.
Yeah. I know that feel. I've got the same haircut.
Alpha Sydney last year, you guys came into it, a lot of people kind of just felt as if it was like, oh yay, OCE's here, that's awesome, let's see them play. And then you guys fell, I believe 1-2 in that one. What lessons did you learn from that coming into this event?
He's going to talk about the backboard.
We learned that NA and EU were actually a lot better than we thought they were. Because
Oh, no.
you watch online and you see everyone, and you don't actually realize just how good.
So one of the things that they actually did was like go, oh, okay, NA and EU actually defend the backboard, which is really funny in how this series went because
Yeah, they
NRG
did.
couldn't defend
Well,
the backboard.
fire burn in my heart goes out to you, man. The clears. The clears. I don't think I've done so many bad clears in 5 games in my life. Like, if I did that many bad clears in 5 ranked games, I would be so mad at myself. I would be like, what am I doing? I'm giving the ball away for free.
We always try and play that play style, like the short passes, trying to connect. But at LAN, everyone kind of just plays awfully and hard clears it. Like, yeah. I call it a LAN hit, just being bad and just hitting it across the field. So, I don't know, we just started to relax a bit more and played our game.
Now, and you have a long road ahead of you here, because not only did you, with this victory against NRG, very formidable roster, coming up next you have to face off against Cloud9, and then if you win that, then you have to face off against Ghost, and the road doesn't get any easier from this point forward.
I don't know, Ghost and G2 are pretty easy.
Yeah, free win. Free 2.
If they win against Cloud9, no spoilers,
Really thought we
they could make it all the way to 3rd.
because we're in such a death NRG are incredible, and now Cloud9. It's going to be really difficult. We're just going to take it game by game, so it happens.
Fair point. Take it game by game. I totally respect
Nice. Just
that.
said,
Now,
what, Northern won it from this position last year. Here we come.
Time to throw Yummy Cheese Man under the bus as far as we could possibly toss him. He predicted you guys to lose. You haven't.
There was a point where like they were playing this all up, so I played it up as well. So in front of the crowd, like I was like, no, like even though I was excited for Chiefs to be winning, and then there was a point where the commentators, so during the match, pointed out that like I would be shaking my boots or I was a traitor or whatever, and I just turned around. All the crowd were looking at me because of the comment, and I just did the old. And it got a great laugh out from the crowd, and that was the theme of the entire day. Again, I'm happy to be the villain.
His disbelief in us inspired us to prove him wrong and make him look like an idiot.
I'm glad he said that. I'm glad he called me an
That was
idiot.
great. That's good stuff.
Trying to come over to the stage. You sit down. You have a segment to do. Anyway, thank you so much, Jake. I appreciate it.
Golden Boy is great.
One more time for Jake and the boys.
Yeah, his interviews